Alright guys, I'm here at my pickup. It's about 7:15 a.m. Not supposed to be here till 9. They said people don't really get going until about 8 a.m. So in the meantime, got my clothes that I washed while I was home, get my bed together, kind of clean out back here a little bit, get a few things straightened up in the meantime, and by the time I'm done, hopefully we're ready to go. So we're loaded with 4 skids, 2,584 pounds. This is due direct. Let me see right now. Right now showing I'll get there at 2 o'clock. Figure it's going to be about 2:30, 2:45, and get this thing dropped off. So it is 9:23 right now. Been here since 7:15. I've been here a couple hours, but it wasn't supposed to load until 9. I like to get here early. Hope to get that little hour or two earlier. That leaves a lot more part of the day. Didn't work out today, unfortunately, so we're going to make the best of it, man. We're going to get up there and see what we can see. Alright guys, we got 2 skids that we're going to be getting. 71 inches long, so got to go ahead and lift this bunk so that they can get these 2 skids in. They're short, but they can't be stacked. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this room made right now. All right, guys, so we're loaded and we're ready to go. We got 2 pieces, 142 inches long. I believe the weight was like 500 or 600 pounds. Sorry about that. I wanted to get some footage of it getting loaded, but as I was getting things situated to as far as lifting my bunk and all that and getting the stuff in, they started coming out with it, and I hate turning the camera on and they start pulling up and then they hear the camera engage and all that stuff, and some people kind of get freaked out and creeped out or whatever. So sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, but anyhow, so I'm loaded, going to Battle Creek. This is 227 miles. This one paid $450. Got this off of Selectus late in the day. Man, I bid like crazy yesterday. I bet you I put in easily 20 plus bids yesterday. Easily. Just everything just going, not going, I mean, just rates weren't really happening, man. Which is something I'm going to touch on in another video, but man, you see people posting for these outrageous rates. Again, it's not to say that there aren't people out there that's got a good connect, but I'm telling you, most of these people, they're double loading and things like that, man. It's just frustrating. Again, my last video kind of touched on that, so I'm not going to get too much into a rant on that. But this is showing we're going to get there around noon. Probably going to be about 12:15, 12:30-ish, because I'm not going to super speed up there. And then we'll see what the rest of the day brings. Today's Friday, November 4th. I'm solo. Duck plucker. Yeah. Wings clipped, I guess. Just I'll get into that later too, but anyhow, I'm going to get going. I've got a lot to update you on as far as what's transpired throughout this week prior to today, and yeah, I just want to get going. I got everything sent in. I got the good to go to take off, so I'm gonna take off, man. Let's get up here and see what we can see. Okay, so we scored us a Another load today, late one. Really wasn't a lot on the board, to be honest. It is 10:14. This is due by 11:30 in the morning. 637 loaded miles. It's going down to Deckard, Tennessee. It's south of Nashville, kind of northwest of Chattanooga. So not the greatest area, but hopefully we're just gonna make do, man. We're just gonna play it as we go, because this is kind of the end of this week. I'm just trying to get in everything I can get in at the moment. So I'll update you guys after I get all this taken care of. Holler. Update time. I am sitting in White House, Tennessee. This week I had one load on Monday, went to Michigan, had some van issues, which I talked about in another video. Went back to the house, got the van taken care of, went back on the road first thing Friday morning. Had a load on Thursday booked for Friday morning, picking up out of Cleveland, Ohio, going up to Michigan. Delivered that about noonish on Friday. Didn't book anything until later that night. Finally did book one that night at about 10 o'clock. Actually, was it 10? I think it was a 10 p.m. pickup, 2200. Was able to book that Friday night, pick that up. I didn't sleep all day. I had been up since 7 o'clock, so I had to run this one. There was only a few hours to spare on this one. Ran it down to Deckard Friday night. Delivered it at 11 a.m. Saturday morning. Sat in Deckard all day, got a little bit of sleep. Met up with another driver, a buddy of mine. We had some dinner, and then decided to relocate up here to White House. I just like being north of Nashville. Seems like more freight's up north of Nashville as opposed to being down south where the pilots are and some other places. So that's why I move up here. So currently that's what I'm doing. Booked one of the drivers a load earlier tonight. Yeah, so right now really just kind of chilling out, and tomorrow gotta go get me a shower, get situated. Hopefully something pops up. I'll be honest, man, this week loads have been pretty tough, man. I don't know if anybody else is seeing it, but it doesn't seem like the amount of loads that are out there as normal. It doesn't seem like the volume is there. Like today, I have a guy sitting in Chicago area. Usually Chicago is like one of the best places to be, especially on the weekend. And there was just a sprinkling of loads popping up there today. Bid on a few, didn't get them. Yeah, man, it's just been really tough. Like, I've been bidding a lot before I'm landing anything. And the ones seem to be landing happen to be the odd hour ones. So, yeah, during the day when everybody's awake and working, it seems like it's really difficult to get any kind of solid rate out of. But yeah, anyhow, overall, it's been a solid week. Again, just downtime because of repairs and everything. I should be out hopefully until as close to Thanksgiving as I possibly can. Just trying to run like crazy. Again, we'll see if we can book something tomorrow. Try and get one more to go on this week's pay. If not, we'll hopefully pre-book something for Monday. That's pretty much all I have for the moment. Again, did those 2 loads. In the other video, I kind of updated on a few other things that went on. Side note, did have a driver for a fleet owner that we have that works with us. He quit. He says he's just not getting enough miles. And again, he says he's talking to other drivers that are not getting miles, so he's just kind of going back to his own thing. What's funny about that guy saying that you don't get miles, like the load I took last night down to Deckard, I actually bid it for him. I was on my way relocating to Benton Harbor, Michigan, he was closer to it. I was first out, but he was closer to it. And again, it's a driver. I'm just, I'm going to get what I'm going to get regardless, and figure, trying to help the driver get more miles, and he turned it down. He claimed he had vehicle issues, but when I talked to the fleet owner, the driver didn't tell him that he turned down a load due to it, because it wasn't, the issues with the van wasn't severe enough that they would have had to turn anything down. It was a sensor issue on a wheel, I think. But yeah, he turned that down, and that was a decent paying one. 637 miles, and he just dropped off up there like a couple hours prior to that. Which, that's the tough thing out here. Whenever, if any of you are a fleet owner or want to be a fleet owner, or you want to be, you want to be a dispatcher booking loads for vans, you want to do the bidding for vans, this is something you're going to come across, which is, it's hard to make drivers happy, man. Like, even a happy driver is a complaining driver, which is kind of funny. Got to kind of learn to get a little bit of thick skin, which is, it's still difficult for me. Like, I want, like, the guys that drive my vans, the guys that work under our operating authority, I want them to do well. I want them to be happy, but you can't control how everybody does everything, because I see things all the time out of drivers to where they don't work to where they get the most out of their opportunities. They're just not always ready. They don't have the ability to put into this what you need to get out of it what you hope to get out of it. Unfortunately, too many people look at this job, and they look at it like thinking about how they feel just driving around their town on a random day, on a casual day, driving around. That's what they think this is, and it's not. I mean, it can feel like that overall if you enjoy driving this much, but most people don't really like driving the amount of miles you have to drive in order to make the money. The majority of the people don't like to be as lacking of rest as you have to be to make the amount of money you think you're going to make, and to make the amount of money that some of these idiots are telling you can make out here. Like, for me personally, I've grossed over 100,000 a few times. Oh, let me get that back on. But why ain't that coming back on, man? Oh, there we go. So, but when I did that, like, I busted my ass, man. I did a lot of, like, worn out driving. I did a lot of 2-hour rests, 1-hour rests, front seat sleeping, like, just, there's a lot that comes with it. And again, I don't know, like, for me personally, when I say these things, I don't, it's kind of like I want you to see both sides of it. One side is, I don't care to do these things. I enjoy doing these things. I enjoy pushing myself. I enjoy challenging myself. I enjoy the industry. But at the same time, I understand that not everybody is going to have the same view of this industry that I do. So at the same time, I want you to realize what you have to sacrifice and deal with in order to get out of it the money you want to get out of it. Because obviously, that's one of the biggest things people are looking at is money. How much money can they make coming out here? And truthfully, when it comes to over-the-road expediting, if initially when I see somebody that's coming out here for the money, my immediate response when in my head, and I usually will tell them this if I talk to them, like, if you're coming out here for the money only, don't do it. Like, don't do it. Now, and I say that just because most people can't do and put their mind in the right place to do that. Meaning, like, if you want to come out here and sacrifice for a few years to make that money, and then you want to get off the road, you're just going to deal with it. You've got that kind of dedication. You can do it without liking the job, which is with anything. If you got the dedication, you can deal with things. You can get through the not enjoying it part. But most people can't do that, and they can't. Again, not everybody can adapt to the sleep schedule, the living in a van, the being in parking lots, being away from their home, being away from their recliner, their kids, their wife, their bird, their cat, whatever it may be. A lot of people just can't do it. It is a rare breed that people enjoy all aspects of being out here. But it's tough, man. People got to realize that. So kind of got off track there, and I honestly lost my train of thought on what I was even talking about. I'm kind of tired. I woke up yesterday at 7, didn't go to bed until 5:15 this morning, got 3 hours sleep, finished my drop, got to my delivery, then I was in the load boards all the way until about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock this afternoon, went to sleep for about another hour and a half, 2 hours, got up, met up with my buddy, another driver, and had dinner, and then relocated up here. So I'm a little tired. So I'm going to take my rambling, tired ass to bed. I just wanted to get some content out and give you guys an update for any of you interested. And by the way, if you guys like the content, please like it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Talk about expediting, kind of show you the ins and outs of expediting, try to answer any questions you may have. Or any questions in general about getting into the transportation industry with the van. So yeah, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and if you don't, you guys can just F off. Bye.
Your hustle got to be strong in this industry, as in any other industry.